This meeting of the Oak Park City Council is called to order. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk Ed Norris, please call the roll.
Mayor McClellan.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine.
Here.
Councilmember Seligson. He's not here. Councilmember Burns.
Here.
Councilmember Speech.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Next item is approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Consent agenda, I would entertain a motion to remove item E and F just for further discussion. Do we have a motion to remove?
So moved.
And
Support.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Then the rest of the consent agenda, we will present without discussion as a single item, including regular council meeting minutes of February 3rd, 2015, request that the City Council accept the recommendation of the chairperson of the Zoning Board of Appeals and cancel the February 24th meeting, Planning Commission meeting minutes of December 8th, 2014 are included. The Board of Review meeting minutes of February 4th, organizational meeting are included. Down to G, request approval for payment of an invoice as submitted by Orchard Hills and McClement in the total amount of $6,260. H, business licenses, new and renewals, as submitted for February 16th, 2015. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now down to item E, if we could call Kevin Yee to the hot seat to answer questions about that. Director Yee, first there is the support of the tri-party program to authorize funding for repairs to Greenfield Road. Can you give us just a little background on the history of where that money has gone and who the three parties are, just a little bit to introduce it?
Absolutely, thank you. The Tri-Party Program is a budget put together by the Oakland County, by the Road Commission for Oakland County, and by the local jurisdiction under which the roads fall. So in Oak Park's case, we have county roads that include 10 Mile Road, Greenfield Road, 8 Mile Road, which is actually a MDOT road. But what this does is it creates a budget for repairs to county roads. So we would pay a third contribution towards these repairs, but we've used it in the past for work on Greenfield Road. We've used it as, I think it was 2 years ago for the 10 Mile Coolidge intersection. So it's a program where we contribute money and it goes towards road improvements on county roads.
Right. And the county roads again are 8 Mile, 10 Mile?
8 Mile is actually an MDOT road, and
So
it's maintained partially by the county. But the roads that this would be, the roads that would be eligible for use of this funding would include 10 Mile Road and Greenfield Road.
And Greenfield Road. So 9 Mile and 11 Mile are not.
Those are city roads.
City roads.
Right.
Got it. And Coolidge is not.
Coolidge is a city road as well.
City road. Great.
So the project that this is slated for, intended for, is repairs on Greenfield Road, which there will be repairs on Greenfield Road this summer. They aren't going to be a complete reconstruction of the road. It's going to be more isolated patching, and I've been working with the county on securing some funding for this project. So it will not only use the tri-party funding, but there will be additional funding that we'll be able to use on that project.
Greenfield, now that they've repaired between 8 and 9, Greenfield between 9 and 696 is pretty seagoing. Is there a chance that down the road the Road Commission might do to that stretch what it's already done between 8 Mile and 9 Mile?
If it was something that could be done, we would be responsible for half of that cost. So it is something that we would have to look at the budget for. It is a significant cost to reconstruct a large section of road like that. But it is something I can talk to the county about if that's the interest of City Council.
All right. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Then the payment application for the water reservoir pumping station improvements. Yes.
Well, Mayor, we need a motion and
To-
a vote on that particular item, please.
Oh, to vote. Okay. That's right. So we need a motion to approve this resolution of support for the tri-party program, this annual program. And this time, instead of 10 Mile, it will be repairs to Greenfield Road.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Do we need a roll call on that? Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That motion passes. And then back to Director Yee on the payment application for the water reservoir pumping station improvements for $57,208.50.
Okay, attached is payment application number 1 for the 2014 water reservoir pumping station improvements. This project will replace 2 pumps and several valves and electrical work at the city's reservoir pump station. To date, the project is approximately 27% complete. So this project will replace pumps in our pump station, as stated, that are probably 50 to 60 years old. And the new pumps will be much more energy efficient. They're a lot smaller. There's a lot of electrical work, a lot of control work, things like that that are going to be done as part of this project. There's also going to be some valve work, and we just went through, and there is a valve and a piece of pipe outside of this project that we have twice in the last 10 years. We've replaced this valve because it is a troublesome area the way it is, and the valve that we put in, we think there's better options out there. So I will be bringing actually a change order at the next council meeting for this valve replacement and a piece of pipe that we've had some problems with. So we're trying to correct a lot of the issues that we've had at the pump station, and this is part of it. So I wanted to make you aware of that. Not part of this request, but in the future we will have one, a change order. It is recommended that payment application number 1 to CSM Mechanical for the 2014 water reservoir and pumping station improvements M614 be approved in the amount of $57,208.50. Funding is available in the water and sewer fund for this expenditure.
Okay, motion to approve payment application.
So moved.
And then if we move in second, then we can get a question.
So moved.
Good. And we have a second. And questions?
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes, Mr. Yee, this original contract amount, this does not exceed the funds that we allocated in the budget for the water reservoir repair, does it?
You are correct. It will not exceed the budgeted amount.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have visiting elected officials, and we will start with our newly elected state representative, Robert Wittenberg. Representative Wittenberg, welcome to Oak Park City Council.
All right, good evening, Mayor, Council. Good to see everyone. Came here for a few things. First, just to say hello and introduce myself again, because I think this is the first time since I've taken the oath of office that I'm coming here to say hello. Look forward to working with all of you, but want to announce a couple things coming up. 2 coffee hours that we're having. I can hold this up and get it on camera. We have one here in Oak Park at the Dunkin' Donuts on Friday, February 27th from 11 to noon. And also we have one on Thursday, February 26th from 7 to 8 p.m. At the Ferndale Public Library. So have both of those coming up. We will be having more coffee hours throughout the year, trying to do at least a couple every month, if not more. But for those here and at home, if you're unable to attend, I'll give you my contact information. So if there's ever any concerns, questions, suggestions, anything you need from me in Lansing or here, the email is robertwittenberg@house.mi.gov, and phone number is 517-373-0478. Again, 517-373-0478. And just to give you quickly what's going on, so far Not much has got out of committee yet. There hasn't been, we've only voted on one thing in one of the committees that I'm on, and I'm on Health Committee, Insurance Committee, and then actually in the Minority Vice Chair for the Financial Liability Reform Committee, which was actually a nice honor as a freshman getting a Minority Vice Chair. So I was really proud and excited to get that. So look forward to working, like I said, with all of you and all the residents of the district. I am a proud resident here in Oak Park, so it's nice to come here to our local council meeting. So again, if there's anything that you guys need, anyone at home, please reach out to me. We have also a great, some co-workers that I'm working with in Lansing. Our district director, Barbara, who actually worked with my predecessor, with Ellen, and she's the district director, lives here in the district. And then Aaron Keel is the legislative director, and he worked previously with Rudy Hobbs, who was the state rep next door to us in Southfield. So got a great team and look forward to working with everyone. So thanks for having me this evening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And the coffee hour, again, Oak Park, Dunkin' Donuts, February 27th from 11 to 12.
That's correct. And then that's the one here, and then the one in Ferndale is February 26th from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Ferndale Public Library. So, yes.
I just have a quick question for you.
Yes, please.
Recently, I heard about a huge budget cut to the education fund bill that was passed. Can you expand on that a little bit, please?
So that was the recommendation from the governor, but we're kind of still waiting on that. I mean, it goes to the Appropriations Committee, and I'm not on Appropriations. So that, I don't know the final date when that will be approved, but that's something we've heard. And obviously, personally, that was one of the things I've always talked about is keeping the funding with our public schools, getting more funding for our local municipalities. You guys know over the last 10 years, $6 billion has been cut from our local municipalities throughout the state with the changes in revenue sharing. And that's something I will always fight for in Lansing, is to get more money to our local municipalities so that you guys can continue delivering the services that our residents deserve and want and are accustomed to. So I'll be on your side, and I'll keep you posted as things progress. As of right now, unfortunately, I don't have any news.
Okay, so it's still in committee. It has not been passed out of committee yet, and it has not been passed as a bill, correct?
Right.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right.
Further?
Yep.
Council member speech. Forgot the title, didn't forget the name this time. That was good.
Representative Wittenberg, congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you tell us if we wanted to sign up for a newsletter or anything, how do we do that online?
Thank you. That's a good plug. It helps me to put that out there. I think, let me make sure the website, it's wittenberg.housedems.com. Again, Wittenberg's WITTENBERG. So it's wittenberg.housedems.com. And if you go on there and put in your information, you'll be added to the email list, and we will send out updates as things progress in Lansing, and also when we have things in the district. And so we just kind of keep you apprised of what's going on. So yeah, I encourage everyone here and at home to go online and to sign up. And again, call, email, that's not the only way. You can reach out to me any way that's convenient to you. So.
And then Representative Wittenberg, I understand you're meeting with our manager on March 23rd?
Yes, to be on TV, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and we're looking forward to your appearance on March 23rd on our cable station.
Thank you. I'll make sure I get my hair cut and get my makeup done, and I can look presentable for you.
Very good, very
So,
good.
thank you. I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. We also have with us tonight County Commissioner Helene Zach. We have wonderful representation in our city. These are accessible people. They are there for us.
Good evening, everybody. I'm pleased to be back for my 7th term as County Commissioner, and I represent about a third of the city of Oak Park, the east part of Oak Park, but I certainly serve everybody that asks me for something. I am going to be serving on the Finance committee again at the county, which is like the appropriations. One of the major things that county commissioners do is oversee the budget and the operations, and I'm also on human resources again. I also have been reappointed. I'm back to serving on the Area Agency on Aging 1B. I am the one Oakland County Commissioner appointed there. Senior issues are very near to my heart and very important within our community. And I also am serving officially on the Southeast Michigan Council on Government, SEMCOG, and regional issues being more critical than anything. You will hear me talking about regional transit. It is definitely an issue that I will be working on during this next term. Wanted to just bring a couple of updates. I do have applications for county summer jobs. I have paper applications that I will leave, and if people are interested, they can go onto the Oakland County website, www.oakgov.com, to find these applications. Someone can also call Christy Slauson at 858-5352. And some of the jobs, there's clerical, there's Parks and Rec, lifeguard, different summer business assistant, criminal justice casework assistant. It's an opportunity of doing some internships or getting some paid employment through the county. I do want to remind people about, I have new brochures about housing counseling at Oakland County, and you can get advice on mortgage, tax foreclosure, buying a house, reverse mortgages, credit issues. There are home improvement loans. When we talked about FEMA, county always offers home improvement loans that are no-interest loans for low-income homeowners. If you need a new roof, you're lower income, you can qualify, and there's no interest on that loan, and the loan is captured when you sell the house.
So there are no
it's really-
payments on that loan?
No payments on that
If you
loan.
qualify for this loan,
Yeah,
you can fix your furnace or fix your driveway or your roof.
and it's really wonderful. And I know a lot of residents in Oak Park have used this program. It's a fabulous, you've used it twice, and it's very successful. Thank you for sharing that again. So I am going to leave some brochures on that. And I do want to remind people, one of the things I voted on last week was we waive taxes for, or we defer taxes for lower income people. If you are waiting for your homestead check from the federal government, you can defer your county tax payment until the end of April. But to do that, you need to notify the city that you are going to be late, and that you're going to be paying late, and they can set the whole thing in action. And again, it's a wonderful benefit. We do this annually. I have to vote on it. Finally, I do want to address that at the state of the county, our executive, Brooks Patterson, announced that he is proposing a millage reduction and of 0.1 mil during the next fiscal year and 0.5 after that, and it needs to go through the board process. So to be continued, whether some of us agree or not, but he did announce that, and just like any other executive, it has to go through the Board of Commissioners.
And
So-
you'll leave us that information about those
I'm going to
housing.
leave it here, whole packet. Any questions for me? Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7 on the agenda is special recognition and presentations. We have a representative of the 8 Mile Boulevard Association here. 8 Mile Boulevard Association? Not yet? Perhaps later. Then we're on to city manager employee recognition. which is someone extremely deserving, and our city manager will discuss this.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council, and members of the public. So for those of you that don't know, every month I choose an employee who is extraordinary. And this month I have the honor of selecting Stephanie Sumner, who is our deputy director, or our deputy city clerk, I should say, as well as our director of elections. And for those of you whom have voted in our community since she's been appointed to this position, you know that our elections have gone off without a hitch. And that's a far cry from the 2008 and 2012 presidential elections when people waited in line, of course. I want to say a couple of things, and I also want to ask the city clerk to get up and say a few things since they share a department. Stephanie is an expatriate, if you will, of the city of Pontiac. So when Pontiac went through its hardship, they had to release some of their employees. Well, their loss was our gain. And when I arrived here as the city manager in the summer of 2012, the city clerk's office, I think that some of the council members who are on council can share this as well, made it clear to me that they thought the city clerk's office was a revolving door. And since that time, both with Ed and Stephanie and Mark Hotz, the city clerk's office here, in my opinion, is one of the best in the entire state of Michigan. And that much of that transition and change is due to the efforts of Stephanie Sumner. So I really want to honor you and thank you for all your hard work that you do for me every single day. And Ed, if you will.
I'd be glad to say a few things, too, and I would echo that as far as our department. Stephanie is really an integral part of everything we do in the clerk's office, and probably too many things to actually mention here, but a couple of things. One was already mentioned, the election aspect. She implements excellent elections, and you know that takes a lot of effort. One of the other special things that she does is completes a vital role as a liaison with the boards and commissions, and again, that takes a lot of work. Stephanie has many great qualities. Again, probably too numerous just to mention, but I'm gonna mention a few. One, she's extremely organized, and you can imagine with doing what we do, that's important, and I benefit from that every day. Her attention to detail, and then her ability to produce an immense amount of work on a daily basis, and it's amazing, and we're glad to have her. In fact, all of us as that work here at the city should be glad to have her and we are glad to have her as a colleague, and as well as the citizens of the community. Oak Park's a better place because Stephanie's here. So she's very deserving of this recognition. So Stephanie, congratulations. I would like to mention she's also a great mother, and she has her boys here. Zachary and Nicholas are here, and then her sister Penny and brother-in-law Rob are here as well today. So congratulations, Stephanie.
Honestly, bravo. Yeah. In addition to organizing all of our boards and commissions, Stephanie Sumner attends the meetings of each of the, 18 boards and commissions, and explains process and explains how to run a meeting and Open Meetings Act, and has put together a pamphlet that is totally complete. This is set for when I'm not the mayor and she's not the city clerk. This will go on forever. This is an investment in the city that she has made that has changed the nature of this organization. Bravo.
What about Ed up there? Oh, come on. Thank you. They don't want me up there.
Next on the agenda, we have a public hearing and consideration of an application for the creation of an industrial development district, 1501, as requested by MP Acquisition LLC for the property located at 21750 Coolidge, Oak Park, Michigan. I will declare open the public hearing. Is there anyone here who would like to speak about this application? Anyone from the company? Yes, please come. Oh, yes.
Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay.
Our Economic Development Director would like to discuss this with us first. Kim Maroney.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. MP Acquisitions LLC is a representative of MOPEC, which is located here in Oak Park at 21750 Coolidge. And we need to set up an industrial development district in order to grant them an IFT that they're requesting in our next public hearing that we're having right after this. We need to do it for the purchase of new equipment amounting to approximately $750,000 and also real property improvements amounting to approximately $160,000. These improvements to the building will also create 3 jobs over the next 2 years. And Jane Van Duzen, the CEO from MOPEC, is here if you have any questions for her.
Wonderful.
Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
We decided we needed some new equipment in order to be able to grow our business, so we've invested approximately $1 million for a new laser, a laser cutter that helps us to cut the metal that we use to make the manufactured equipment that we build at MOPEC, which is right down the street between Capitol and North End here on Coolidge. So we made a commitment to the building. And actually, the job growth should be fairly significant over the next 3 years.
How many jobs are you expecting?
Well, we're looking to grow the business total sales of about 20% over a 3-year period. So I believe job growth will be commensurate with that in terms of revenue.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know you hire who you need, but if you would consider Oak Park residents, we would be delighted.
I would be delighted to do that, and I would, hopefully can talk to Kim a little bit about how we can post job openings and get them right into the community, because we have had Oak Park residents before, and they make excellent employees. They're right down the street, so it works very well for us.
Terrific. Sounds great. Any other questions or? Yes, Councilmember Burns.
Not a question, but just a comment. With the expensive additions that you're adding to your facility, is it safe to say you'll be in Oak Park for a very long time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Just wanted to say how pleased I am personally to see MOPEC as it's growing and just helping to really set a new environment for that whole area of the industrial park. I
Thank
think
you.
that MOPEC is really bringing things up a notch, and I appreciate it.
We're very excited.
We're delighted as well. Any further question? Any questions from the public? Comments? No. Thank you so very much for coming to represent your wonderful company.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate it.
everything you're doing in the city of Oak Park. You picked the right place to grow.
We believe so as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This public hearing is closed. Next, we need a vote to approve this application for the creation of an industrial development district requested by MP Acquisition LLC for the property located at 21750 Coolidge in Oak Park, Michigan.
So moved.
Support.
Got moved and supported. Roll call vote, please. Oh, sorry, discussion and questions.
I just wanted to point out that this is actually an extension for an industrial development district that already existed there.
Correct.
It is due to expire, and we are extending that.
Mike?
I just wanted to point out that this is an extension to an industrial development district that already existed there, and that it is due to expire. This is extending that designation for that area.
Thank you for that clarification. Anything further?
Nope.
Nope, just good news for the city. Next, we need to open a public hearing and, sorry, vote. Or another question?
Do we need to amend the motion then? No? Okay.
No.
That's it.
So we need a roll call vote on that motion.
Councilmember Burns,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine,
Yes?
Mayor McClellan,
Yes,
Councilmember Speech.
Yes.
motion carries. Next, we're going to open a public hearing for a similar type of thing. It's consideration of an application for an industrial facilities tax exemption certificate for a period of 7 years for personal property only, as requested by MP Acquisition LLC for the property located at 21750 Coolidge, Oak Park, Michigan. So I will declare this public hearing open. Is there anyone who wanted to testify? Would you say a few words about?
Yeah, I was just going to give a little background on it. The application that we received was reviewed utilizing the tax abatement policy we have here that was set up with city council guidelines. And based on the, sorry, it says it's on, based on their investment, and the applicant will qualify for the tax abatement. And the assessor that reviewed it recommends that the abatement be good for a period of 7 years for the personal property only. If approved, the IFT would begin December 31st, 2014. We did not include real property as part of the exemption, only because it's not going to increase their taxable value on the building because of the improvements that were done were mostly electrical and don't increase the value of the building.
Questions? No. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this?
I did have a question, Mayor.
Yes.
So just so I'm clear, Manager Maroney, so they asked for 10, but the recommendation is that we give them 7.
Correct. We went off of the city guidelines in regards to the IFT policy.
Okay.
Further questions? Okay.
Just kind of to point out to City Council too, it may be a moot point with the new personal property tax exemptions going away. So we set it up for the full 7 years because they haven't set everything in stone with that. So we want to grant them what we can fully. But more than likely, they'll only receive 1 year of it because it should drop off after that.
I was about to ask that. Okay.
If that was coming. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. So if no one else prefers to speak, this public hearing is closed. Now we'll entertain a motion to approve issuing this industrial facilities tax exemption certificate for a period of 7 years for personal property only, as requested by MB Acquisition LLC for the property located at 21750 Coolidge in Oak Park.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you, and grow and be well in Oak Park. We have no communications or special licenses. Item 11 is accounting reports. Need approval for payment of an invoice submitted by Seacrest, Wardle, Lynch, Hampton, Truex, and Morley for legal services in the total amount of $6,373.15.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Councilmember Burns,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next, we need approval for payment of an invoice submitted by Garen Luca Miller, P.C., for legal services in the total amount of $10,648.25.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Councilmember Burns,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes, motion carried. We have no bids or ordinances tonight. For our city attorney, we have Francis Murphy. Welcome. Anything to report? Thank you. Next is the city manager program, part of the program. Eric Tungate, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to call the Assistant City Manager, Yee, to the podium for me.
Thank you. The Public Works Department is requesting authorization to participate in the Oakland County bid for the purchase of a 2015 GMC Sierra 3500 HD truck for the total equipped amount of $42,830. This vehicle will be primarily used for the meter service division of the Water Department and will also be equipped with the snow plow. It is recommended that City Council authorize the Public Works Department to participate in the Oakland County bid for the purchase of a 2015 GMC Sierra 3500 HD four-wheel drive truck equipped as shown on the attached summary, which includes Rhino liner bumpers, drawers and compartments consistent with a meter shop operation, LED lighting, and mainly and most importantly the snow plow for events like we've had recently.
Okay, we need a motion to authorize this participation for this bid and purchase.
So moved?
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion or questions? Councilmember Burns.
Yes, just once again, this amount that we have allocated for the vehicle was discussed in the budget and set aside in the budget earlier this year, correct?
Correct. It is part of the budget.
Thank you.
$45,000 was budgeted for this purpose.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Is this additional equipment, or are we retiring a vehicle that we now have?
This is a new vehicle.
Okay. Will we be retiring another vehicle that we have in service, or is this an additional vehicle?
As of right now, we will not be retiring the current vehicle that we're using for this, so it will be an additional vehicle.
Question. Okay. If there are no further questions, roll call vote on this issue.
Councilmember Burns,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes,
Councilmember Speech.
Yes.
motion carried. We got plenty of snow for you this year.
I'm sorry?
We got plenty of snow to keep this thing busy.
Yes, we do.
When do we acquire it?
Usually they take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to get them equipped how we order them, so that's generally how long it takes.
Thank you.
Question? Councilmember Speech.
Director Yee, I actually have a question about the last vehicle that we brought up. I think you had a bid on. I can't remember the name of it, but it was something we were going to be bidding on, and it was a new vehicle also. Did we ever get it?
We had I believe what you're referring to is a Ventrac, which is a
Yes,
snowplow
for the snow.
tractor.
Mhm.
Yes, we've had it now for probably 2 months.
How's it going?
It's worked excellent. So we've used it plenty of time so far this year. It's very good for doing all the sidewalks around the complex. We've used it all around the city on sidewalks. It's a smaller piece of equipment that fits well within sidewalks.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Shefke, if you could join me for 15B, and before you start, members of council, this has been a long time coming, and for those of you like me who have I don't want to say suffered through, but certainly wanted a better website. I think now we can safely say that one is, with your approval tonight, underway.
So first I'm going to go over the recommended proposal, and then Thomas is going to come up and give like a quick little 5-minute presentation. But we're requesting the authorization to pay revised government websites for the web services to build for City of Oak Park new website. After extensive interviews, demonstrations, and discussions with 3 different vendors, the IT, Public Information departments have selected Revised Government Websites as their preferred vendor. Revised has over 800 municipal clients nationwide, and they're headquartered local to us right here in Troy, Michigan. A fixed cost project was established. The total amount is $13,934, which will cost $6,912 the first year, $3,511 the second year, and $3,500 and $3,511 the third year. In each of the second and third years will include the $3,400 maintenance fee, which makes it be $6,912, $11, and $6,911 for the 3 years total payment. And they've allowed us to do this interest-free for this. So a budget amendment is being requested to cover this in the current budget under a new account that they created, 101-12-258-818. And it is recommended that City Council approve the city to pay revised government websites for the web services in the amount of $6,912. The funding is available in the new IT account 101-12-258-818.
Director, and maybe, is it Nicholas? I'm sorry.
Thomas.
Thomas, I'm sorry. Maybe Thomas is going to go into this in detail, but one thing I do want you to express to City Council is the process by which we get to a final version. This is simply the contract to start that process.
Thank you. My name is Thomas. I'm with Revise, and before I start, both Jeff and Jocelyn and the rest of the committee did a wonderful job. Very detailed. They did their homework, and they did a great job. So I guess the process would be, after tonight, we will come back here and actually do a discovery, is what we call it. And we already know a lot of your preferences now, certain things that you want and that you don't want. But we want to go into real detail and meet with some department heads and also meet as a group and really get the details down before we start anything. So we do our homework before we start any work, and that makes for a great website. Already we know that economic development is very important to you guys, as well as getting requests from your citizens. You talked about roads earlier. You'll get plenty of them, and you'll be able to deal with them right through the website. So after we do that discovery, we will then come up with a design. We'll put in features that we spoke about with the committee. That whole process from tonight, from the discovery to your website going live, averages right about 12 to 15 weeks. I think we're going to go ahead and spend a little bit more time with Oak Park, since we really want to do a great job, especially in Michigan. We have about 100 Michigan clients, probably over that by now. So we really like to take our time and do a great job. But 12 to 15 weeks, your website's going to go live, and it's going to look a lot better than it does now.
And I want to thank you for your efforts. I also want to thank Director Shefke and our Director of Communications, Jocelyn Davis, for their hard work on this. And when would the process start exactly? I know you may have said this.
As
soon as it's signed.
Yeah, as soon as it's signed,
So literally
when
right away. Okay.
the committee wants to meet back up again, we could start tomorrow, if that works out.
Can there be commission pages on this website? Yes.
Absolutely.
That would be.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
That would be a wonderful thing. Question, Councilmember Speech.
Thomas, thank you for being available for questions. So with your process of discovery, how much of discovery, for example, impacts the budget that you have in front of us now? For example, I don't know if social media integration, or if we, I don't know what's been put before you already as far as the asks, but if there are more asks that are added to the project, how will that impact the budget that's put before us right now?
Right. So your first point, social media, we've given you the kitchen sink in terms of social media. As for anything else in addition, we've pretty much, put everything in this that the committee has requested. A year from now, we may have a brand new feature that does something that it can't do now, but we'll let you know. But as of right now, you guys are getting the Cadillac, so to speak. and but all very useful and going to do a great job for you guys.
Questions?
He's going to do a little
Okay.
presentation.
Just have like 5 minutes, just to maybe give you a little more background of this as well.
I just wanted to add a little piece. The first time that I ever bid out for a new city website in my career, I think it was about $90,000. So a lot of things have changed since that time. Of course.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so if you can see our screen here, I just wanted to go through a quick background of our company. Of course, Jeff has already given you a little bit. Can't really see that too well, but let me go back here. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so we're headquartered right in Troy and been building websites for government now for over 20 years. So we started right from the get-go, from the beginning, and we focus just on government websites. We don't branch into anything, so we know what we're good at. That's our core competency, and we like to stick to it. All right. Okay, so we have over 800 municipalities as well as about 400 county governments, too, all across the country. Of course, Michigan, we have the most, like I said, over 100, but we're in every state now except Hawaii. But I'm working on it because I'd love to give a presentation for them, take a couple weeks out there. But yeah, so we're everywhere. And there's just some awards we've won. Those are some of the bigger awards in the industry. Okay, so this is the main side, how we're going to build your site. And these are the 4 things, these bullet items. If you can read them. First is state-of-the-art design. Second is promoting a self-service government. Third is a robust CMS, and basically what a CMS is allows your employees to be able to update and edit the website. And then also the final thing is a website they will use. So rather than just a business card style website, this is a living, breathing thing now. And it's going to work, hopefully, as hard as most of your employees do, but it's going to do a great job for you. And these are the 4 things we keep in mind when we're going to be building your website.
You're going to talk about self-service government?
Yeah, we can go into that. Okay, let me just skip right over that. So self-service government, the way we attack this is the old websites, when you look at them out there nowadays, have a ton of text on the front page, and that's really not inspiring to people. The way we like to think of it is your front page, your home page of your website needs to be like a book cover. Rather than page 50, you want something that's going to inspire someone to actually use the website. So it's more of a gateway. The top menu items we like to change in a way that is, customized to the city of Oak Park, excuse me, and will allow people to get their info in no more than 2 or 3 clicks. If it takes more than that, our philosophy and our experience is that it probably shouldn't be on the website, but we'll organize it in a way that makes sense to the most people possible. And then CMS, of course, like I said, a CMS is the way you'll edit and update the website, which we have perfected over the last 20 years. And a good point about this is that what we build for you today in terms of website and the technology behind it will not be the same a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. It's always going to be improving, and any improvements that get made to your system as well. So we're not going to leave you high and dry and come back 5 years from now and expect you to update with us. And speaking of updates, if you do stay with us for 4 years, we're going to redesign your website again in the 5th year, absolutely free. It's an advantage to us because we don't want older sites out there to show our clients. Of course, it's an advantage to you because you're always going to be looking great and in your Sunday best. And my final slide here. So a website they will use. Just like I said before, organizing your info that you have on your current website along with new info in a way that people can really understand, along with your social media features and your request style features that we've included in here, that we will be including in your website, is really going to make it that living, breathing thing that it wasn't before. So that's what we're keeping in mind when you're building your site. We are honored to have the opportunity to build it for you, and especially since you're right down the road, come into our office and have coffee with us one day if you want to. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is this the kind of thing that if I want to say there's blight in my neighborhood, that I could report it using this website?
Yes, yes. There's a few ways you can do it. You can attach it with your email and have someone contact you. Based on the particular issue, it will get forwarded to the correct department. So if it's blight, I don't know who handles blight here, Public Works, maybe Code Enforcement, they'll go to them. You know, road commission, road issues go to the road department, or we can forward it to the county if it's a county road. So yeah, and we're going to set that up with the committee, the specifics of that, but absolutely.
So Director Shefke, do you see that replacing GovQA? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, it's certainly a possibility. I mean, we'll look at it and make sure that you're happy with it, and it definitely could. There's no doubt about it. It has enough of the features, and it has the things that you're looking for in it. So it's possibly a cost savings in that part that we already have.
Thank you.
I believe the other thing Thomas was going to mention is that when we went to do the G2G services in Oakland County, they were the selected vendor of Oakland County. So this is after we got into our whole bid process and everything. We found that out when I called the county government to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We work very closely with Oakland County, and they're great too. So we work hand in hand with them.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, just,
Question?
yeah, I have 3 questions. I think you said you've been in business for over 20 years?
Right around 20
Around
years,
20
yeah,
years?
almost 20 years.
Okay, how many employees in the facility?
At the office and off-site, I think we have right around 20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay, and one more question.
Go ahead.
What is how long has your oldest customer been with the organization?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably since like '96. It's a client out in North Carolina that has about 150 people editing their website. But we have a lot that date back to the early 2000s, late 90s, and they stay with us. And of course, they always talk great things about us, hopefully.
And I'm sure there are many ways that this website is going to improve community interaction. Some of the things that we are unable to do well right now are people being able to register online, send us information, get information from us, transparency, being able to actually be on top of things that are going on in the city. I believe this is going to be a very robust design to be able to improve those areas. Am I correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's many ways that you'll be able to communicate. One big one is online forms, fully customizable forms that you guys will be able to pick the categories, pick the items you want to, the information you want to collect from people. They'll input it in, and you can get good comments, bad comments, or everything. But it's always interesting to see what comes in.
Sounds good. Councilmember Speech.
I think this may be a question more for Director Shefke and Manager Tungate. But regarding the I guess flow chart or how things are going to lay out for the website, will council have a picture of that before everything kind of goes up, or to be able to chime in on what we think might need to be added?
So
Is that a
what we'll
question for him?
do is, from that discovery I talked about earlier, we're going to come up with a mock design, and we're going to of course give it to Jeff, and then however you guys decide, if you want to see the first mock-up first, we then ask you to write down a list of every change you want us to make, whether it's changing the color, changing a button from left to right. We'll then make all of those changes. We'll send it right back. Same process. We'll do that 3 times. We want to get it perfect. We don't want to, hold you hostage in anything, but we want to get it as close to perfect as possible. So.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Sounds like a wonderful company.
Thank you
We
so
look
much.
forward to a long relationship. We need, if there are no more questions, we need approval of the sales agreement.
So moved.
One more question.
Oh, one more question.
And this is for City Manager Tungate and Mr. Shefke. This amount, was it allocated in the budget for IT?
It's a great question, and your next agenda item addresses that. So the answer to that is no. Now, I do want to also make clear that the annual service fee we will, and the going forward, the fixed cost along with the service fee, we're going to budget for those going forward. We just don't have it in the budget this year, which is why in the next item I'm asking you for an amendment.
Further questions?
No.
So well, I'm lost here. We have a motion?
We have a motion and a second.
Okay, then. Any further questions? Nope. Roll call vote, then.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine,
Yeah, yes.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Welcome to the city of Oak Park.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have been waiting for you with open arms for quite a long time. I think I have spent better part of 4 years complaining about the website.
Told you we'd get to it sooner or later.
That's true, but we're getting down to nuts and bolts and fine tuning, and that's going to be delightful. That's wonderful.
Madam Mayor, members of council, 15C, as we discussed, is in fact the budget adjustment request, and I'm requesting that it be taken from the undesignated general fund balance, where we have a healthy balance. So.
Okay. So we're on to item 15C. Okay, we need a motion to approve this budget adjustment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Councilmember Burns,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Levine.
Yes.
Motion carried. And for all those who are on the website and use that, it will be a huge improvement. It will open up our city, make us open the doors and windows, I think, on the website. And for those who are not, as always, we are at your service by phone, any kind of way that you want to get a hold of us, any time of the day, as some of you have found out. So we're meeting the needs of everyone.
Madam Mayor, members of council, that completes the city manager report for this evening.
Thank you, City Manager Tungate. Next, we have call to the audience. There's a 3-minute time limit. Please give us your name and address. Have you got a timer?
Joyce Bannon, 10611 Troy, Oak Park. As I stated 2 weeks ago, that you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please them all the time. Okay. I went back and watched January 20th meeting. And last meeting I mentioned it, and it was stated that I was wrong, that the order was not for the bricks for the signs, that there was a mistake in the ordering. It was a mistake in the ordering was by the company installing our signs. I know you approved it, and that's fine. And like I said, you can please some of the people some of the time and not all the time. And I live by whatever you decide. But when I ask a question, and I'm being told that I'm wrong in what I heard, I went back and listened to that city council meeting just to find out if I was wrong in what I heard. And I was not happy with tried to be made a fool out of. And so that's why I'm here tonight, is because Mr. Barrett caught the mistake of the bricks that were ordered. The company ordered the wrong bricks. It wasn't you. You approved to pay for the bricks that were ordered wrong, which is fine. I live by what your decisions are. But when I mentioned it, I was corrected that I was wrong in it last meeting. So that's really all I'm here to say. And I'm glad to hear that the new computer system is there for those that use it, and I'm glad that everybody's still going to be there for the people who don't have computers, because I still have a lot of neighbors that don't. So, and I'll see you in elections in May.
Absolutely. Thank you. We treasure you, your favorable comments and unfavorable. We welcome both. We are open doors and windows in Oak Park. Anyone else? Next, we have call to the council, which is a little longer than usual because we have some audiovisual enhancements. First thing that we have is Winterfest. Can we call Director Julie Hall to say a couple words about a very successful Winterfest?
Mayor, Council, I want to thank everyone who participated with Winterfest. We had some cold weather, but we had a great turnout with our Build On volunteers and just everyone from the neighborhoods coming out to participate.
Tell us a little about the Build On volunteers.
We have, Build On is from the high school, and they actually are in our building this week doing volunteer projects, cleaning the building, doing different things for us, but they have been a great find for us, terrific group, and they were instrumental in helping us with that event and actually staff the s'more station and all the cold things that no one else wanted to do. So excellent turnout. I think for the first time we actually ran out of food, and so we will be planning, because of the great turnout, for more of that next year.
How many did we get, do you know?
Off the top of my head, I do not have that number, no.
I was there, it was mobbed.
Yes.
It was great. And we're seeing the s'mores on the screen right now.
Mhm.
Kids got to make their own s'mores. They're cooking their own marshmallows and putting them with graham crackers and Hershey's bars. We had talented performers, including these. We had some wonderful ladies in the kitchen putting out some free chili that was with toppings that was delicious. The balloon lady was a huge hit, as always. Families came and had a ball. If you didn't come this time, you must join us next time, because a great time was had by all. We had the skating rink, and you could get skates and skate around with your family. All of this is at no cost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next thing that we'd like to celebrate is the Daddy-Daughter Dance, otherwise known as the Royal Ball, held at the Royal Palace, which at other times is known as the Community Center.
Mm-hmm.
We had stars of Frozen, including Princess Elsa, posing with the kids, and dads and daughters and grandpas and granddaughters, and it was a delightful, elegant event. And again, we partnered with the City of Ferndale in order to do this, and it was another great partnership. Everyone had a wonderful time, and everyone just got dressed to the nines to be with Dad. There were crafts there and other fun things. Attendance the year before had been 115, and this year was 172.
That's correct. Great
Anything
time.
to add?
No, again, we had great volunteers, Build On volunteers, and our senior volunteers. So excellent turnout, and the weather cooperated nicely, so that's always helpful.
Wonderful, wonderful and amazing. Thank you ever so much for everything you've done. It's all turned out flawlessly.
Thank you.
Thanks to your guidance. Announcement would be we have a storyteller coming. It's Black History Month. And we have Dr. Willie Payne, who also works in the library. He is going to do storytelling on Michigan's role in the Underground Railroad. He's performing February 24th at 7 p.m. in the library. I'm going to be speaking at Wayne State University Saturday, presenting to PhD candidates in biomed on ways to use their talents to benefit community organizations. So if the city can think of anything we can do to find a place for one of these, I'm being given a $500 honorarium, which I am donating to the Oak Park Arts and Cultural Commission. So I'll keep talking if they keep paying. Sometimes you have things to report, and we value the reports coming in about what's wrong. We need you to be the eyes and ears of the city. We all want to keep up appearances. Sometimes, however, somebody takes an extra moment to tell us about something that's going right. And we have to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. 2 examples of half a dozen that have come in recently. One is from former Commissioner Angela Diggs Jackson, former City Council member. And she said, I've been meaning to thank you and the DPW department, this is to Kevin Yee, for removing the snow from the walking trails in Shepherd Park. I try and walk outdoors at least 3 times a week, and I have to walk my dog. Walking in the neighborhood is unpredictable because not everyone removes snow from their sidewalks. You can report that if someone is not removing their snow. At a time when I'm certain that other cities are not even attempting to remove snow from park trails, I find I can count on the consistent good conditions of the trails in the park, as well as the municipal center sidewalks. This allows me and many others that I see to continue to safely get the exercise we need, as well as the exercise our pets need. I'm so happy and proud that my city understands the importance of this service to its citizens. Keep up the good work. My puppy Basil also thanks you, and I've attached his photo. So a lot of what we do is serious, but sometimes we get silly. So I wrote Basil back, glad that you approve of the great work our DPW workers are doing, keeping the park trails cleared. I know how important walks are to you. Your picture and your owner's letter will go on the board at DPW. Thanks for taking the time to comment about something you like. All the best. Dog lover at City Hall. Then we have another photo coming. I have had the pleasure of swearing in with our assistant city manager 2 new officers just last week. They came and their families came to be honored and welcomed to our city. 2 new wonderful candidates for public safety. And I'd like to read another letter from Joseph E. Stanches on Ken Burton Drive. I'm writing to relate a story that once again highlights the commitment and professionalism that Oak Park's finest exhibit on a daily basis. In my 5 years as an Oak Park homeowner, I've only had to call the police department twice, and in both occasions, the response was prompt. This time, the primary concern was not over property or the safety of a human being. The endangered was a 4-legged Oak Parker. At 2:30 in the morning, my fiancé and I were awakened to the troubling sounds of a desperate dog left outside to freeze in the sub-zero temperatures. We could see a large pet from our back window, a few yards over, frantically jumping at the back door and barking to be let in. I called dispatch to report the incident, relating that the dog would certainly die if no one came to help, and it was with great relief that we saw the approaching squad car and spotlight. After investigating the situation on foot with flashlight in hand, the officer was out of sight again. Finally, we witnessed the back door open and the animal was let in. If it wasn't for the quick response of that officer, the outcome would have been fatal. I'm not sure how often safety officers receive acclaim for saving lives when they aren't those of the human variety. So please acknowledge this important deed as a credit to the department and to that officer in particular, not to mention the ones staffing the phone desk for not dismissing the call as non-priority. The Oak Park Department of Public Safety are a top-notch group and keep my family feeling safe and proud to live in such a community. Stay warm. Bravo. Our public safety director in the back of the room was pleased to get a nice comment. Next, we'd like to go to Mayor Pro Tem Levine.
I just wanted to congratulate our city manager for joining the Parenthood and for the birth of his beautiful baby daughter. And not to put you on the spot, but I would like to cede the rest of my time to you to just make an announcement about the warming shelters, to let people know that we have opened up the warming shelters in this inclement weather.
My, not my Sunday best, if you will. Thank you very much, and as many of you already know, this is a lesson I just learned, but I've learned a new definition for the word sleep deprivation, so I'm running on empty. When the temperature is below, Julie, help me?
When it feels like 10 degrees.
When it feels like 10 degrees, we have, city manager policy-wise, opened our community center from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Is that what it is, or very?
8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And obviously, the intent, we don't want folks out in these harsh conditions, so we've made those available, so.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great service.
Council member speech.
I want to also congratulate City Manager Tungate for having the most precious baby ever. She takes great pictures. But also just want to remind everyone that this month is, we do celebrate Black History Month, and Oak Park Library is having a phenomenal speaker and presenter to come on, I believe it's the 23rd.
24th.
Oh, the 24th, I'm sorry.
7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. The mayor mentioned it. If you have time, please come, and I've heard him perform before. He's dynamic. And also, there are other things going on in southeastern Michigan. The DIA has free programming for Black History Month. Also, the Charles Wright Museum and the Henry Ford Museum have events. So just to learn about our culture, African-American culture is American culture.
Amen.
And there are frigid temps out there, so please remember to wrap up and keep your pets safe.
Thank you. Councilmember Burns.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Congratulations again on the beautiful baby. And please stay warm and stay wrapped up. Thank you.
These are the biggest smiles I have seen out of this guy and in quite a while. He's a proud dad, and we're very proud as well. There being no further business to come before this council, this meeting is adjourned.